Spoke to a guy today that had about $1 million in a retirement account and about 1.2, 1.3 in a brokerage account. He's looking to borrow about $500,000 to buy a second home. Ultimately, his plan in about a year or so is to move into that home, sell his primary residence where it's free and clear. But he was kind of trying to wrap up some things, still working a little bit. I said, okay. I said, well, what is it? What are your options? What are you weighing? Explains to me that the brokerage account, they'll give him 500,000. He would have to pledge about 700, 750. I was like, okay. What he really liked about that is that there was going to be no payments he would have to make. So the interest on the brokerage account, they would charge every month, to him, and would just increase, the loan that he had. And then any returns that he had on that money would kind of offset that. So in theory, if he got good returns, it could offset the interest. He wouldn't have to pay anything. He'd be pretty good to go. The downside is he was locking up about 750, so he couldn't trade. And if the market shifted in a negative way, then he could find himself in a situation where he'd have to sell stock in order to basically buy out of the loan. And there's some risk to that, and it really depends on what you think the market is going to do. The other side of that coin is he borrowed $500,000 against his house. He provided us the bank statements for the brokerage account and for his retirement account. He showed us he had $2 million, and we just did a asset-backed loan. We approved him. Now, he would have to make payments on the loan because it's a traditional loan. You have to make payments, but he wouldn't be pledging any more than what he was borrowing. And, he could sell the house. He could not sell the house. He could do whatever. And he was really kind of going back and forth. In the end, it was interesting. The rates were close, really close. I'm not even sure that there was much of a difference between the rate in terms of borrowing against the house or borrowing against the brokerage account. Obviously I want him to do the loan against the house, and I was kind of explaining to him why that was a good idea, as opposed to locking up, a huge part of your brokerage account. But we'll see what he ends up doing. It'll be interesting. My sense is he's going to borrow the 500 from me. He's going to buy the house where he's moving. He's going to live in his house for another year, year and a half. He's going to sell that house, pay the loan off that I gave him, and he'd be good to go. But we'll see what he does.